everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today is mostly going to be about why I got my animals, when I got my first animal, and what it's like to have them, basically. So I hope you guys like this video, and don't forget, at the end of the video, like and subscribe. Hand motions. Maybe you'll do it if you get hand motions. Bunny, tell them. Even the bunny says, like and subscribe because I'm adorable. Alright, so the first animal we'll be getting into is my horse. So my horse was actually not my first animal, but she was by far like the biggest responsibility. And people think, you know, when you get a horse, you can have people take care of it for you. But no, it's really honestly the biggest responsibility ever. It's honestly like having a kid, because you got to take care of them, you got to make sure that nothing's wrong with them, and you definitely, becomes a lifestyle. It really becomes a lifestyle. You can't just take vacations whenever you want. You can't just leave and, you know, forget that they're there. You have to really take having animals seriously. And for me, it's a lifestyle. So when people ask me, hey, do you want to come over for like a weekend? I'm like, I can't. I have to, or else I have to find someone to pay to take care of my pets. So I'm going to go into explaining all of that fun stuff for you. Okay, so the first pet that I ever got was my dog Alex, Zandra Rose. I don't know where she's at right now, so she is not going to be in this video, I guess. So, she was a puppy when I got her, and I was tiny. I don't even remember how old I was when I got her. I know she's old, but I can't even remember. But, mostly my mom helped me out with taking care of her because, you know, I was so tiny. I had to have been like 6 years old or something. But that, to me, wasn't that big of a responsibility. I definitely remember not wanting to go out in the cold to take her outside and stuff like that. But to me, a dog or a cat isn't as big of a responsibility as like a horse, obviously. But it definitely got me into loving animals, I'll tell you that. Yeah, so I've had my dog forever, and I don't know what I would do without her. Oh. Don't ever let my dog leave. I'll cry. Alright, on to the next animal. Alright, so the next pet that I got was literally a horse. I went from dog to a horse. But I didn't literally know nothing about horses when I got a horse. I had been riding since I was 3, so I always wanted a horse. I would come up to my mom with like handfuls of change, be like, Mama, is this enough for a pony? She'd be like, no, honey. No, it's not. So, what are you doing? So I would literally come up to her with change I found from the couch and be like, Mom, is this enough? We would go to a movie theater, pick up change. Mom, is this enough? All the time. And I remember when we first started looking for horses, I would be so devastated. That was my phone. I would be so devastated when we went to go see a horse and I couldn't take it home with me. I remember doing that with like 2 or 3 horses. I'm like, Mom, let me take it. And she's like, no, honey, you just started learning how to ride. You need to have more experience. And this horse is like expensive. And I just didn't understand. I'm like, Mom, get me the horse. I need it to survive. But once I was like 7 going on 8, my trainer pointed out this horse like, oh my gosh, Trinity, this is like the perfect horse for you. And I was like, oh my god, where? So we went online, we found her, and it was just like love at first sight. She was actually really fat. She was fat. But I just loved her to death. Like, I didn't want to leave. Like, I wanted to literally, like, spend the night with her in the barn. Because I did not want to leave her alone. So we actually bought her, and believe it or not, I I paid for at least half of that horse. All that change, all the money I would get from Christmas, I saved that up. I could have made it rain, but no, I wanted to buy myself a horse. And you know what? I did. I bought myself a horse. Yes, I did. Proud owner. So I took her home. My mom really helped me because I was only 7. I didn't know a whole lot about horses because I just couldn't remember it all. But she really helped me, and I couldn't have done it without her, obviously, but it was the biggest responsibility taking on a horse. Like, go to the barn every single day, and even though I have my horse boarded, I still had to go out and check on her, feed her, ride her, love on her. You know, you can't just keep your horse at a barn where you have someone else feed it and clean their stall and just not go see it. Like, what's the point of having a pet if you're not even going to go see it? So, every single day, I literally dedicated my life to that horse. And I was perfectly fine with it. Friends would be like, oh, you want to come over and have a sleepover? Nah, I'm going to ride my horse today, spend the day at the barn. See ya, go have fun without me. And there I would be, sitting on the ground, which you shouldn't do, by the way. Sitting on the ground while my horse is eating grass, you know, and I loved it. So, on to the next animal, because that was like the longest story ever. Sorry if I bored any of you guys, even though that story was awesome. Anyway, on to the next animal. Okay, so the next pet that I got was my cat. And it's honestly the weirdest story ever. We were about to tear down the barn in my backyard because I live on like the oldest property ever, and that barn was like about to crumble to the ground. So we were gonna demolish it, and I just kept seeing this black cat go into the barn, and she was so scared. She was wild, obviously. And one day I just finally went back. Hi bunny. I finally went back there, and I heard this little tiny noise. It was like, okay, I really need to find out where this is coming from. So I'm walking around in the back of the barn, and I see this little thing popping its head out. And I'm like, what is that? Is it going to eat me? Is it a possum? Is it a skunk? Nope, it's a kitten. It's little Whiskers. She was the first one that I found. She was popping her head out of the hole, so I finally went over there. I snatched her up. I was like, oh. I didn't know what to do, so I put her in like this little bucket, and I ran to the house. I'm like, Mom, look what I found. I found a kitten. So she was like, oh my gosh, where'd you find that from? And I'm like, I found it in the barn. I heard it, and I just saw it, and I picked it up. So she was like, well, go back there and see if there's any more. There's not just going to be one. So I went back there, found another kitten. Went back there, found another kitten. And it ended up being about 6 kittens. So I took care of them. I fed them all. Made sure they were all good and stuff. And once they got old enough, I started adopting them out, except for 3. My mom kept one, which was Bob, Tango Bob. Don't make fun of the names that we name our pets, by the way. It was a fabulous name. So Tango Bob, we had Diamond, and Whiskers. So we kept them. The 2 cats, Bob and Diamond, they stayed outside cats. And then Whiskers, she came in because I literally like begged to keep her in the house. But she's like the best cat. She'll come when she's called. She's just, and she doesn't act like a normal cat. Like, she doesn't scratch stuff up, or she doesn't get into stuff. The only thing she does, though, is she will get her own food. She will open up the container and just be grabbing it, like, you know how raccoons do? Calm down. She will literally reach in there and grab food. And I don't really care. If she wants a snack, go get yourself a snack, girl. I'd be doing the same thing, running downstairs, getting a snack, and then running back up. So I let her do it. I don't care. She needs to gain a little bit more weight anyway. So that is the story of Whiskers. I wish I could point to her, but I can't because she's somewhere else in the house. So on to the next animal. Okay, so the next pet that I got was Jet. We bred Katie, and we had Jet for 2-3 years. He was 3 years old, yeah. That had to be one of the most awesome experiences of my life, to have a baby horse, a foal, and it's basically like a clear slate. Just how that horse is going to be is how you train them to be. He was a sweetheart. He was like the best horse ever. He was all black. He had one spot on his head, and he had one white leg. That was my phone again. He had one white leg. Now, what happened to him is he had a neurological issue. That's my cat getting into stuff. He had a neurological issue, and we had to put him down because basically he would limp in the back, and he would fall down all the time. It was almost like wobbles. I think that's how you say it. It's almost like wobbles. And it can get pretty dangerous for people around him because he could just slip or fall and fall on you or something like that. So that was actually really, really sad, but awesome experience. Awesome that we got to have him, but sad that he had to leave us so soon and that he didn't grow out of it. So I will do a memorial to him on my Instagram, and if you haven't followed it already, go follow it. There should be a link in the description below. So you will see more of him later on. To the next pet would be my bunnies over there, and this one right here. So my bunnies, I originally actually had one that I got from the fair, Lloyd. I named him after my boyfriend's middle name, actually. But he must have picked up something at the fair, and he passed away within a year of me having him. So the next pet that I got, well, the next bunny that I got was Gandalf. And there's my cat. Don't get into anything, Whiskers. And she got into stuff. So I got Gandalf from a bunny breeder. I didn't get him to show him in 4-H. I just wanted him because I love animals. I just wanted a bunny. No reason, I just wanted a bunny. Because they're cute, fluffy. Who doesn't want a bunny? I mean, who doesn't want a bunny? They're fabulous. They're fluffy. Look, I even got bunny slippers. But, yeah, so I got him just as a pet, not for, like, anything special. And when I got him, he was actually really crazy. Like, he didn't even want me to touch him. But I was like, sass. Sass. I have sass too. But we're going to work with each other, okay? You're going to respect me, and I'm going to respect you, and I'm going to take you home, and I'm going to love you. So he got over it. He still is a little bit skittish. Like, he doesn't like getting picked up. But once he knows he's safe, he'll be fine. But I take him on a walk everywhere on his harness and blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, and then I got Nyx. Not Nyx. Nugget. Sorry. I'm thinking of her twin sister. Her twin sister is Nyx. But Nugget, I got her. Basically, she's my boyfriend's bunny. And then I'm just okay, chill. Chill. I got her to, like, keep her for him. Basically, till he's ready to have her. But she is a baby Netherland dwarf. And her mother is pure white. Like, red eyes, pure white. She's adorable, by the way. And her father, I believe, was brown, like a dark brown. He looked black in the pictures, but you could see that he had like a brownish undertone sort of thing going on. But yeah, and she's grown out of her baby fuzz. Like, her baby fuzz is at the bottom, and then she has like the dark hair at the top. So it's really cool watching her like grow up. That's why I love having baby animals. But then again, you have to train them to be respectful and nice. You can't just treat them like you would a normal full-grown animal that's already trained. You have to train them. You have to litter train them. You have to make sure that they don't get any disrespectful behaviors. Just all that jazz. I actually used to play the saxophone, by the way. So, that is all my pets, and I had a caterpillar named Henry, but we're not going to talk about Henry because Henry left me. Henry left me. So we're not going to talk about Henry. So, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Katie in a minute. I will be right back because this little honey bun is driving me crazy. I will be right back. So, all those ribbons, trophies, we're going to go all the way around. Those are from horseback riding. From riding Katie, and a few other horses. We're going to get more into that in a moment. But these are all the ribbons. And over here we have like a memorial for Jet. This is what his face looked like. He was a honey bun. But yeah, we're going to get into all that here right now. So let's start off by saying horseback riding is not always racing. I get these people that say, oh, you ride horses? Do you race? Do you race? It's not always racing. There's other stuff you can do on a horse. Horses do a lot of stuff. They jump. They do jump and run. But you know what I mean. When you do stuff with a horse, they do more than just run. You get what I'm saying? I hope you get what I'm saying. But I do open shows, meaning like anyone really can come to them sort of thing. Like not Paint World stuff. That's the big stuff. Paint World is expensive. So I don't really have the time and resources for that sort of thing. I just show to have fun. I don't show to prove a point, to show that I'm amazing or my horse is amazing. I just show to have fun. So these ribbons that you saw here, when I started getting like a lot of my blue ribbons is when me and Katie were both older. But I started stopping when she hit 20 because she started having a hard time in the heat. And I didn't want to go to a show where there was no shade and have to let her sit there and suffer. Because I love my girl. Me and my girl, if I have shade, she needs to have shade. Because I love her too much. Okay? I'm not one of those people that's going to let their horse stand out in the sun while they're in their truck in the air conditioning. Like, no, honey bun. No. Ugh. I just hate seeing that. But what I would do is I would go out with my trainer. She would take me to shows. We don't actually have our own truck and trailer. We go with friends and stuff like that. But yeah, when I first started showing is basically when I got Katie. I started showing at 8 years old. My first show, there was a ton of people in the show ring with me. And here I am, some 8-year-old kid on a new horse. And I got 4th or 5th place out of all those people. I did great. I was like, they called my name. I was like, what? But I was shocked that I did so good, like my first show. And it only went up from there. Like, it was great. Like, my first ribbon was not even that long. Well, it was a while ago, like when I first got her. So I was proud of myself. I was a little trooper. You would see these kids have their horses tacked up by their parents. No, I brought my stool and I tacked my horse up by myself. Shaniqua. Yes, I did it all by myself. Did I need my mother? Oh my God, yes. I needed one. You had to get from class to class. Sometimes you had hardly any time. Like, while I would change, my mom would help me out. She would pin my number to my back. Like, my mom helped me so much. I would not be here today if it was not for my mom helping me. and the fact that she gave birth to me. But anyway, I give my mom a lot of credit. I give my trainers a lot of credit, and I give my friends a lot of credit because they made it fun, they made it enjoyable, and I would love to start showing again, but I don't want to push my horse too hard because I'm not one of those people that works their horse literally to death. I can't do that to my girl. So, on to the next thing. Why do I do so many hand motions? I will never know. Alright, so the last of the crazy critters are my goats. Yes, the goats. So, the story of how I got Daisy, the mama goat, is someone was getting rid of her and she was going to go to slaughter. You know, get eaten and all. So, she was adorable. She was super sweet. She had sass, which you know I love. So she had sass, and I was like, okay, this goat is perfect. She walk around on a lead, with protest, no doubt. But the lady was like, okay, she's pregnant. And I was like, oh, I'm only supposed to have one goat, but deal, I'll take it. So we thought there was only going to be one baby. Boy, was there just one baby? No. So during her pregnancy, she did fine. She got fat, you know, the whole pregnancy thing. But before she was about to have babies, like, her belly dropped. Like, we could tell there was more than one baby in there. For a minute, we even thought there was 3. But we were like, okay, there's 2 babies in there. Bam. So, when she finally had her babies, I wasn't shocked when another one popped out of there. There actually is a video of the birth. If you guys want me to post it, I will. I just don't want to gross anyone out. And it's kind of disturbing because, you know, goats don't sit there patiently like, is it out yet? No, they scream. So it's kind of like, oh, you kind of cringe a little bit because it's like, oh, it's in pain. It's screaming. Oh my God, it's gross. But in the end, when the babies are all dried off, it's like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. Jasper was the first one to be born. Leo was the last one. And when she came out, she caught air. She didn't even go through, Daisy didn't go through the whole pushing thing where she just came out so, no, she caught air. She literally flew into someone's hands. No joke. Like, the lady had her hands out and just, baby. So, they actually had a rough start. They were, if we wouldn't have taken them to someone we know, they would have died. They just weren't really responsive. They weren't trying to stand. They were just really weak. And they were, I can't remember if they were premature or not, but I know they had a rough start. Someone we know took care of them. She, like, can nurse any animal back. So she kept them for a few days, maybe even a week or 2. And then once they were healthy enough to come with us, they stayed in our house. They stayed in our house. It was so awesome. I could just go upstairs, cuddle with my baby goats, and just go back down to my room. I would bring a baby goat down to my room and just love on a baby goat. It was awesome. It was awesome. I would do it again. Give me your baby goats and I'll take them and I'll love on them and I'll keep them in my house. Yes, I will. So, once they got big enough, they started going back to the barn with their little sweaters on. But we didn't let them be nursed from Daisy because Daisy actually carries like some sort of virus or disease where the babies can't drink her milk. So we had to bottle feed them. That's why we took them. We took them because we didn't want to, you know, have the chance of them getting that from mother. So that's why we took them. I probably should have said that in the beginning, but I forgot. I forgot. I'm human. I'm Trinity. I forget things. So, now they're living at the barn with Daisy. And Daisy, honestly, you know, she treats them like her babies. Or like brother and sister. Like, even though she didn't raise them, it's like she has a connection with them. And it's really cute. I just love it. But, yeah, so that's the story of my goats. So this kind of concludes our video. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Oh, and I didn't talk about these medals back here. This is from track. I actually do something besides ride horses. I can run really fast. Yeah. So, but if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I will respond to it. If I have time. Because, you know, I'm always at the barn. I literally live there, basically. But, like, thumbs up, and subscribe. Because don't you want to see more awesome videos? Because I would. I mean, not biased or anything. So, I will be uploading more videos soon. I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you next time.